really worried that I don't focus enough on myself, because a lot of my journey is basically responding to what's happening out in the world, or basically what I've been doing in a lot of my like undergraduate internships and my graduate internships in social work. And a lot of it has to do with working with people and what they're doing. So I describe the situation that they're in, but not necessarily focus on myself in that. It's more just like I see what happened to them, or what like the justice system has done to them, and that's what I want to change. And I see that there's a need right there, and that's kind of what I want to do. But it doesn't specifically reference like my life.
Understood. Yeah, it's a real concern. A lot of personal statements do run the risk of not being personal enough, especially when they're talking about others. So what you want to do is think about, how have you changed over the course of even being in this career, being in a social work, working with so many different clients? What's your personal before after journey? And then in the context of having these conversations, discovering what they're dealing with, how does that change you instance by instance?
Of my perspective, or in how I'm thinking, or in what my professional career path is. Is that what you kind of mean? In terms of like how it changed me?
Any and all of the above.
Okay. Got it. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, because that was a little, I think that gives me a little more clarity on how I can really make it about myself. And then my next one is, so I have like a physical disability. I don't know whether to put that into my personal statement, because they talk about diversity, they talk about parts of anything that's relevant to, I guess, your journey. And that is really relevant to my journey, because that's the reason why I want to do social, or be a part of like social change and in law and everything. And I'm hesitant to put it in there, because I'm like, will they think that I'm not able to go to law school, or will I not be able to handle the work? When in reality, that's just not the case. It's just a matter that I do have like a physical disability, and that's what I am struggling with, is whether to put that in there, because they say they want diversity, but if they did really want like people with disabilities in there, they would have had them already.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, certainly I think it's worth talking about. I would not throw it in with the main personal statement. If it's a separate theme, I would keep that to the diversity statement. And then your concerns are reasonable. One, I would then just talk about, what have you accomplished in spite of disability, or in fact, maybe it's been a strength in certain areas.
Yeah.
So even a strength in terms of perspective, perhaps, in terms of understanding, perhaps, especially in your social work career. So I would find ways to work that in. Okay.
So basically reflecting on how I developed my perspectives from this, and how that's a strength that I can use in the legal setting.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. And then I think the last one is like, why law? Because I always have trouble with this, because for me, it's just like, well, I didn't see any, this is the path that I wanted to go on. And it wasn't because I liked arguing. It wasn't because I liked, I liked the legal system. It's more, I was like, I like advocacy in a way. And I saw that I wanted to really like assist people in that. And I saw like there's a need, and I was like, oh, I could definitely help with that. And my expertise right now are not at the level that I need to be, or in the area that I need to be in order to actually be that advocate. And I'm thinking, is that a why law? Does that count as a why law statement?
Certainly. I mean, this is exactly what we talked about in the group coaching mastermind call a little while ago.
Yeah.
Where your work, you have served as an advocate on behalf of your clients.
Yeah.
It's been in the social work context, but that general theme and that motivation, I think, is constant.
Okay. And then there's the why now, because I was already planning to do this anyways, was to get a master's in social work and then also do my law degree. But I'm thinking, how do I avoid the assumption that they're just like, oh, you're just going to law school because of the pandemic, because of the dip in the economy, everything, and when in reality I was planning to do this anyways.
Right. Well, a lot of people are going now at this time for the exact reasons you mentioned. So that could be the now, and that wouldn't even necessarily be a problem. The fact that
Okay.
you have a reasonable case to make for why
Okay.
law is a natural next step for you, given your previous work, that's
Yeah.
strong enough. And
Okay.
if you feel that you've reached a limit in what you can accomplish in your current role, in your current job, or at least you're reaching a point where you feel you could be more effective elsewhere, that's the thing to talk about.
Yeah. I went straight from undergrad into my graduate school because I wanted to get all of my degrees and then be able to apply them all at once.
Yeah.
I've just had experience, like part-time experience, and then internships that along the way that have really shaped that. I'm just thinking that, like, with that, would they frown upon me? They're like, oh, he's just trying to collect degrees. Like,
well, it sounds like your personal statement is serving the function of showing that the advocacy role is one you've already taken on without the JD.
Yeah.
But getting the JD could allow you to be even more effective in continuing this work.
I think that was the last of my questions that I really had, that I really wanted to like address.
Awesome, Caleb. Well, I'm glad
my time.
And I'm happy to help. Feel free to send over your essay drafts and I'll include them in an upcoming workshop.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.